like many people, they get onto the spiritual path and they awaken to this questions like, what am I? What is life about? Is this would you call this the longing for self-realization? Because in the end, I believe, and I don't know how you think about it, but I believe that the self-realization is the highest form of spiritual realization that we can. But is this the longing that if people say, I want to be free, I want to be free of suffering, is that this they long for?
Yes, I would say that deep down all of us have this longing to want to return back to what we really are. It's like we are missing ourselves, literally missing ourselves. And, you know, because of our societies and our lack of understanding about who we are, we tend to stray in life and we get lost in the circumstances of life and our careers and also trying to become something, and our society encourages us to try and become something and try and do more. I know myself when I was at school, just like many of us as a child, you are just enjoying this moment and just being in this moment. And these questions are very natural in us. We have these big questions in life, but often the society gives us, let's say, false answers to those questions, which then we then stop asking those questions. And also we, through having certain ideas put in our mind, we lose contact with the natural, spontaneous, playful nature of our being in this moment as well. As children, we're just in the moment, we're spontaneous. We're not thinking, who am I, as such. We're just busy being what we are and enjoying being what we are. And so when I was at school, that was the sense. And then I remember that my teachers, they asked me two main questions. And one was, what do you want to do when you grow up, when you get older? And what do you want to be when you grow older? And so these questions were unusual to me at that time. I couldn't quite comprehend that, but because that was constantly being asked, it gave the sense that, oh, maybe what I am is not enough right now. Maybe I've got to find myself. Maybe I've got to find myself in the world. And also maybe just being in this moment and taking the actions and playing and doing what I'm doing right now is also maybe not enough, because they're saying, what am I going to do when I grow up? And the moment that we let those thoughts in and we believe them, we start to then lose that natural sense of playfulness, spontaneity, presence and wonderment, and we end up trying to find ourselves in life, in the future, and trying to achieve more and more, and it's never enough. We're always dissatisfied. It's never enough. The next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. But before this point, we had these natural questions, which were a curiosity about who we really are. And I think those questions are always there. It's just they get buried under these false ideas that we've got to become something in the world and get something. And so at some point, as we get more disillusioned with life and realize that we're not going to find ourselves in the world, and no matter how much we achieve, we're not going to be happy, we're always going to be dissatisfied. When that happens, then we find that this natural yearning comes to the surface for self-realization, for us to return back home and for us to answer these questions.
Yes.
You know. So yes, I feel like deep down this is in everybody, but it just gets buried. And actually the ones that are, you know, kind of most fortunate are those people that have hit a brick wall in life, that have failed, so to speak, in the eyes of the world. They've not been able to be so-called successful, or they've been successful and found that success was not what they were after. Or they've tried to become somebody and failed, or they've become somebody and again realized that really it was fake. You know?
So life pushes them to a point where they cannot do anything other. Like it pushes them with their back against the wall, and we talked about that. So surrender happens. So
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, people they come to this point where they can't go any further, and they've been looking outside all of their life because the society has taught them that. So then what they do is they look within. And really this is the spiritual path or the self-realization path, is that instead of looking outside, we look within. And it's that looking within that is the beginning of us starting to look at what we really are and look at what we're not. And then that's how we then are moving in the direction of self-realization.